Welcome to Tales of Honor, a podcast with a mission to tell the true stories of every recipient of our nation's highest military award, the Medal of Honor. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Tales of Honor podcast. This is episode number 634, and we're moving on to a new conflict. Not new, we've covered it before, but I'm just going to be switching gears a little bit here. So we're going to be moving on from living Medal of Honor recipients to the American Civil War. It's been a little bit since we've done the American Civil War. Also, the American Civil War does have the most recipients, and because of that, it is I am the least complete with in that region here. As of right now, the American Civil War, 1,523 total recipients, and as of right now, I've only covered 41, leaving us at a 2.7% completion rate. So we got to bump those numbers up. So for the rest of July, all of August, and all of September, we'll be covering the American Civil War recipients. I do have one birthday to go over today, and it belongs to Mr. Harvey Barnum Jr., who was born on the 21st of July, 1940. So on Friday, he'll be turning the beautiful age of 83 years old. He is a former U.S. Marine Corps colonel that earned the Medal of Honor for his actions during the Vietnam War. So a very happy birthday to Mr. Harvey Barnum. I did cover his story back in February of 2018, episode number 74. I'll have a link in the show notes for you to go check out his story if you haven't already done so. And that's all I have on the business side of the house today. So let's get on with today's Tale of Honor. Charles, also known as Henry, was born in the Georgetown area of Washington, D.C., and there is some dispute as to the year of his birth. I was able to find two military service records that estimate his birth as 1812 and one that lists 1809. In fact, much of his early life is a mystery, except that he first enlisted in the Navy sometime in 1833. Charles made a career out of the Navy, and he was a quarter gunner when the American Civil War began. He was on board the USS Metacomet during the Battle of Mobile Bay on the 5th of August, 1864, and it was his actions when the USS Tecumseh was struck and sank that would later earn him the Medal of Honor. The citation reads, "Served on board the USS Metacomet. As a member of the boat's crew which went to the rescue of the U.S. Monitor Tecumseh when the vessel was struck by a torpedo in passing the enemy forts in Mobile Bay, 5 August 1864, Quarter-Gunner Baker braved the enemy fire, which was said by the admiral to be, quote, one of the most galling, end quote, he had ever seen, and aided in rescuing from death 10 of the crew of the Tecumseh, eliciting the admiration of both friend and foe." I feel that it is important to remind you that Charles would have been 52 to 55 years old at the time of his actions. It is not clear when he exited the Navy, but the last record of enlistment available shows a 3-year enlistment in 1865, giving him about 32 years of service total. His Medal of Honor has the name Henry engraved on it, though service records found all show the name Charles. Charles was admitted at least 5 times to the Naval Home in Philadelphia for about a month each time, but on the 3rd of August, 1891, Charles Baker died. He was either 79 or 82 years old, and he is buried in the Mount Moriah Cemetery in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Naval 2, Row 22, Grave 22. And that was a tale of honor. Thank you for listening to Tales of Honor, and if you enjoyed the show, please be sure to subscribe and tell your friends and family. Tales of Honor is written and produced by Christoph Ambrosch, and theme music is Loyalty and Duty by Floruz Music. If you have any questions, you can send an email to talesofhonorpodcast@gmail.com, and please be sure to visit talesofhonorpodcast.com for more episodes and information.